when the teeth of the chain is not evenly grinded or sanded down or filed down, okay, this is what happens. Let's say you do 2 on one side, 4 on the other side, or not the right pressure. This is what happens. Rather than going straight down, like what happened over here, a straight line, okay, it's actually curving off to one side. Usually it curves off to the right. All right, it could curve off to either side. Doesn't mean that you're right or left-handed, and does not mean that you're putting pressure on it. So this is what happens when you file on the not the same number on both sides. One thing that I like about this is go to eBay and you can get like 3 chains for like $20 free shipping, or you can go to the store and spend like over $40 for 1 chain. Make sure your model number is there. So my model number on the side of this chainsaw, okay, it's 340. Okay, part of a care of a chainsaw, all right, when you're tired of how long it takes to cut, even though you sharpened as much as you can and it's just aggravating, you decide, okay, let me go ahead and change the chain. I'm going to show you how to do this. Number 1, okay, you have to let this chainsaw cool down because it is so hot in there. You just don't want to burn yourself, and just, you know, take your time, let it cool down, and it'll benefit you in the long run. All right, take your tool that came with it. If not, get a socket wrench or something and loosen your 2 bolts. Actually, you want to take them all the way off. All right, set those guys aside. Don't lose them. All right, take the housing off. Need 2 hands. Walk it off. All right. If it's dirty inside, go ahead and use a brush. See all this stuff right here? That's all from the normal use. Now what you want to do is take your, you got a screw right here. All right, you need to loosen this all the way. So just walk it off the chain, and there it goes. All right, now something to keep in mind here. Okay, your rotation is going this way around. All right, it's going forward here. So your teeth here, where you file, is in the front, and you got to remember that. I have seen chains put it on backwards, and it's not a pretty sight because of the kickback and everything that happens. All right, so work it around the wheel back here and take it off. So now sometimes, see that loop right there on the new one? Just go ahead and you can figure it out. If, you know, just take it out like that. Okay, once again, make sure that they're in the front. This has to be turned around. All right, and put on. So what I do is do it just in reverse. Get that old chain out of the way. Just do it in reverse here. All right, start in the back. Work it around the wheel. You have to get it on that track, all right? So get it in there. Get it on the track. I put it on the top. Set the teeth in there. Right, and just work it around. Now, if we need to loosen it a little bit more, that's fine. This is this model chainsaw used to come with a 16-inch bar, and I upgraded it to an 18-inch. You could put an 18-inch on this. If you guys are familiar with this model, you know that it came with that. I see a lot of kinks, like this guy right here is kinked. All right, so you need to make sure these guys, see you need to make sure they're all sitting down in there. All right, and this might need to be moved back some more because see how tight it is? So we need to, I'm rotating away from you. Sorry about that. Let's rotate it back. I am taking that chain and throwing it over there. That way it's out of the way. All right, see it's off the thing too. You get on that. So we can get access to this, loosen this up some more. It's the same size chain, so it should just go on there, but chains do stretch. That's why you have to, I think they stretch. Somebody else may say no. We're having an issue there. Okay, need to loosen up some more. Don't take it off that though. Just keep loosening it. We got another, probably a 3/4 inch back there. Keep that on. You want to keep that screw going through there. So, and walk this around, and there it is. Okay, it's around. So now we have a tremendous loop there. So now we have to go reverse with that screw now. Just make sure that we have a good rotation around. Okay, that wheel spinning, and that screw stays in there. It has to stay in there while we're doing this. So let's get it somewhat tight. Okay, so when it comes up on the bottom, you want to make sure they go inside the ride there, the track. All right, because if it doesn't, you're going to get a lot of sparks from here. That's what sparks happen when you're chainsawing. When your chain gets caught up on a piece of wood, and this guy's still spinning on the inside, the track is still spinning, and that's where you get the sparks. So you don't want to do that. So I think we're pretty snug. Let's put the housing back on. All right, so just work it in. There's times this is for your kickback, right here. This track right there, and it moves back and forth. All right, so it should slide right into that. Now you might have to move it back depending where your handle was. So slide it on. It looks like it's pretty sturdy. All right. Might have to take a glove off for this. That's why I like to do it when it's cool, to get those nuts put on there. All right, now with those on, that should move nicely. It's not too far off. That's a nice fit. That's a perfect fit on that. So take your tool and tighten it down. You can have this on a bench doing this. It's a lot easier. You get more of a throw when you go all the way down. Get a full throw, give it a good snug tight. You don't want to overdo it, you don't want to break the bolts. Okay, really good snug tight. I think that's good. Okay, let's check the chain again. Brand new chain. There's no lubrication on it, no chain oil on it yet. So hey, while you're doing this, go ahead and fill up your fuel, fill up your chain oil. Now once a day, or if you use this, let's say once a season or whatever, what you want to do is get some of this lubricant oil for your bar, because your bar does need, the gear up here needs some lubricant. So you can just put that in there, push down, and it lubes. It actually came out over here, so it lubed it up pretty good. What I do is take my hand and rotate this around so it actually gets in the gears before I actually start it up.